There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when the weight of destiny becomes undeniable. You've carried the whispers of calling in your heart for years. You felt different, out of place, misunderstood, even rejected. But deep inside, you always knew you were not ordinary. You were chosen. And now it's finally beginning to happen. The doors that were once shut are creaking open. The opportunities that were delayed are rushing toward you like a mighty river. What you prayed for in the dark, what you cried for when nobody else could hear, is now standing at the edge of your life, ready to break forth. This is the season where everything changes. But here's the truth. Not everyone will come with you. Not everything can remain with you. To step into what has been prepared, you must be willing to leave behind the old weight. Old fears, old doubts, old circles, even old versions of yourself. The chosen path is narrow, and it demands separation. This is the test of every chosen one. Can you walk away from comfort to embrace calling? Can you surrender your plan to step into the greater plan? Can you trust that the invisible hand guiding you knows better than your limited understanding? Many people settle because leaving is too hard. They cling to relationships that no longer serve them, habits that drain their spirit, and places that no longer carry their growth. But you are not like the rest. The fire inside you is evidence that you cannot stay where you are. This new chapter requires courage. It requires faith when the map isn't clear. It requires letting go of control and trusting that you're being led toward a promise bigger than you ever imagined. Chosen one, you are not here by accident. Every pain, every delay, every rejection was shaping you for this very moment. Now it's beginning. You can feel it in your spirit. The shift, the acceleration, the divine alignment. You may not have all the answers, but you don't need them. All you need is the courage to take the step. Leave everything that chains you to the past, because the future is calling and it will not wait. Do not be afraid to walk alone. Do not be afraid to be misunderstood. Do not be afraid to let go, because in the letting go, you will discover who you truly are and why you were chosen. This is your time. This is your moment. The breakthrough is not coming. It has already begun. Step into it with boldness. Step into it with faith. Step into it with the conviction that you were always meant for this. Chosen one, it's finally beginning to happen. Leave everything for this, because nothing else matters compared to what you were about to step into. The awakening of destiny is not something that comes gently. It doesn't arrive with a quiet knock at the door, asking for permission to enter. It comes like a storm, shaking the ground beneath your feet, forcing you to acknowledge that something greater is at work in your life. For years, you may have felt the stirring within you. The subtle pull that whispered there is more to your existence than what you see. Perhaps you ignored it, distracted yourself with the noise of the world, or convinced yourself you were not ready. But when destiny awakens, it will not be silenced. It rises with power, and once it begins, nothing can stop it. There is a point in every chosen one's life where what was hidden must now be revealed. The gifts you buried because of fear, the potential you downplayed because of insecurity, the dreams you postponed because of doubt, suddenly they start demanding space in your reality. You can no longer deny who you were created to be. The awakening is a signal that your appointed time has come, that the preparation of years, even decades, was not in vain. Every delay was a setup. Every rejection was redirection. Every hardship was shaping you for the moment you are now stepping into. When destiny calls, it does not always come with clarity. Most of the time, it comes as a stirring, a sense that the life you are living is too small for the purpose you were created for. You look around and realize that what once satisfied you no longer holds weight. The circles you used to fit in now feel constricting. The routines that once felt normal now feel suffocating. That discontent is not a curse. It is confirmation. It is the evidence that you are being pulled into a higher dimension, one where your true calling will finally unfold. Many ignore this call. They feel the awakening, but choose to remain in what is safe and familiar. They suppress the fire, convincing themselves that it's easier to settle than to leap into the unknown. But chosen ones do not have that luxury. When destiny begins to awaken, it will press on your spirit until you either step into it or live in misery knowing you refuse to move. There is no peace in running from your purpose. There is only peace in surrendering to it. This is why so many of the chosen experience seasons of isolation. You may feel as though people have walked away from you, opportunities have slipped from your hands, and the life you envisioned has crumbled. But in truth, this was the stripping away of what no longer aligns with where you are going. Destiny does not awaken you to keep you the same. It awakens you to transform you, to push you beyond your limits, and to ignite the greatness that was always within. The awakening of destiny also comes with acceleration. What took years to build will begin to unfold in days. Connections you never imagined will suddenly appear. Doors you could not open with all your strength will swing wide effortlessly. This is the evidence that you are aligned with your higher calling. It is not about striving anymore. It is about stepping into what was already written for you. Chosen one, you are standing in the middle of an unfolding promise. The awakening you feel inside is not your imagination. It is your confirmation. It is the sign that the time you prayed for, the season you longed for, is finally here. All you need now is courage. Courage to trust the process. Courage to release what cannot remain. Courage to step into the unknown, believing that every step forward is guided by a higher hand. This is the moment where everything changes because your destiny has awakened and nothing will ever be the same again. To step into the new season that has been prepared for you, there must be a willingness to let go of what can no longer serve your journey. The truth is, destiny cannot be carried on the back of old weights. What you are being called into requires space, and that space can only be created when you release what has been holding you down. Many people miss their appointed time, not because they are unworthy, but because they refuse to let go. They cling to the familiar, to relationships that drain them, to habits that suffocate their growth, and to mindsets that keep them small. But the chosen are required to choose differently. You cannot step into the future while dragging the baggage of the past. Letting go is never easy. It demands sacrifice. It demands courage. It demands faith. The human heart longs for certainty, for comfort, for something to hold on to. But destiny does not make room for clinging to what is safe. It requires you to walk by faith, not by sight. That means leaving behind the people who cannot see where you are going, even if you love them deeply. It means surrendering habits that once gave you comfort, but now quietly sabotage your progress. It means allowing the old version of yourself, the one that was insecure, doubtful, hesitant, to die so that the stronger, bolder, wiser version can rise. When you let go, it feels like loss at first. It feels like something precious is being taken from you. But in truth, what you are releasing is weight, not worth. You are not losing anything that belongs to your future. You are simply shedding what cannot follow you into your next season. Think about it. How many times did you try to hold on to people who had already shown you they were not aligned with your growth? Wow. How many times did you continue in patterns that drained your spirit, hoping they would one day bring peace? That cycle is over. When destiny begins to unfold, it will demand that you release what was never meant to last. There is power in surrender. When you unclench your hands from what you thought you needed, you open them to receive what was always meant for you. The truth is, the life ahead of you is greater than the life behind you. But if your hands are full of the past, how can you embrace the future? Letting go is not about weakness. It is about strength. It takes far more courage to walk away than it does to stay bound to what is familiar. The chosen ones often walk lonely paths because letting go is misunderstood. People may call you cold. They may label you ungrateful. They may accuse you of being selfish, but only you know the weight of the call that rests upon your shoulders. Only you know the urgency of the fire burning in your spirit. You are not abandoning them. You are obeying the higher voice that has called you out. Those who are truly meant for your journey will align with your growth. Those who cannot rise with you were never meant to stay. Release is a doorway. When you close one chapter, another begins. When you let go of what drains you, you make room for what will elevate you. The relationships that build you, the opportunities that expand you, the peace that sustains you. Everything you are letting go of is being replaced with something greater. That is why destiny requires trust. It asks you to believe that the unseen future is more valuable than the visible past. So chosen one, do not fear the letting go. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Every tear you shed and release is watering the ground for your new season. Every goodbye is making room for a greater hello. Every ending is a hidden beginning. Trust the process. Release the weight. Let go of what cannot remain. Because what is coming is far too great to be hindered by what has already passed. The path of the chosen has never been wide. It has never been crowded, and it has never been easy. It is a narrow road, carved by separation and sacrifice, a path where you will often walk alone. Many are called, but few are willing to pay the price to be chosen. That price is not paid in money or status, but in obedience, faith, and surrender. To be chosen means to be set apart, to be refined, and to be prepared for a destiny that not everyone around you will understand. The narrow path is not a punishment. It is a privilege, a mark that you are called to carry something greater than yourself. When you are chosen, you will notice that your life does not unfold like everyone else's. Others may settle into routines, live without much resistance, and blend easily with the crowd. But your journey is different. You will feel a pull that keeps you from getting too comfortable. You will encounter tests that others may never face, trials that feel heavy and unfair. This is not because you are forsaken, but because you are being prepared. The greater the destiny, the greater the refining. The narrow path strips away what is unnecessary, leaving only what can carry the weight of your calling. To walk this road is to accept that not everyone will come with you. Friends will fade, relationships will shift, and circles will shrink. The chosen are often misunderstood because their lives do not fit the pattern of the ordinary. People may question your decisions. They may accuse you of being distant, arrogant, or strange. But what they cannot see is the hand guiding you, the divine call shaping every step you take. Separation is not rejection. It is protection. You are being guarded from influences that would dilute your purpose, from voices that would drown out your calling, from distractions that would derail your mission. On this narrow path, comfort is a luxury you cannot afford. The chosen are called to walk by faith, to move when others stand still, and to believe when others doubt. You may not always know where the road leads, but you know who is leading you, and that assurance must be enough. To be chosen is to carry the weight of uncertainty, yet still walk forward with confidence. It is to face closed doors and still believe that another will open. It is to stand in the fire and trust that you will not be consumed, only refined. The narrow path also demands discipline. It calls you to rise earlier, pray deeper, think clearer, and live with intentionality. While others waste their time on what is temporary, you are compelled to focus on what is eternal. While others chase validation, you are driven by vision. While others settle for mediocrity, you are pushed toward excellence. The chosen life is not about doing what is easy. It is about doing what is necessary. And though the path is lonely, it is never empty. For every step you take, there is a presence walking with you, unseen yet undeniable, strengthening you for the journey ahead. Many will avoid this road because it is costly. It requires them to give up what they love, to walk away from what feels safe, and to endure seasons of silence. But the chosen cannot escape it. The fire inside them will not let them settle. The call on their life will not let them rest until they surrender. And though the road is narrow, its destination is wide. It leads to a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment beyond imagination. So do not fear the separation. Do not resent the loneliness. Do not despise the refining. The narrow path is shaping you into someone who can carry greatness with humility, who can walk in power with integrity, who can fulfill a destiny that will outlive you. The chosen path may cost you everything, but in the end, it will give you more than you ever thought possible. This is the road of the chosen, and it is worth every step. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when comfort and calling collide, and a decision must be made. Comfort whispers, stay here, it's safe, it's familiar. Calling whispers, come higher, it's uncertain, but it's destiny. Faith is always the bridge between the two. You cannot walk into your purpose while clinging to what is comfortable, and you cannot fulfill the weight of your destiny without stepping out in faith. This is why so many remain stuck, trapped in cycles of routine and mediocrity. They feel the fire burning in their spirit. They sense that there is more to their life, but the fear of leaving comfort keeps them from moving forward. Yet for the chosen, faith over comfort is not optional. It is required. Comfort is deceptive. It makes you believe that stability equals safety, when in truth it can be a prison. It lulls you into settling for less than what you were created for. It convinces you that the little you have is all you will ever get. But calling disrupts that illusion. It stirs a dissatisfaction within you, making the comfortable feel uncomfortable. What once felt enough suddenly feels empty. That is not because you are ungrateful, but because you were never meant to stop there. You were made for more, and faith is the only way to reach it. Faith does not give you the full map. It rarely provides all the answers. Instead, it gives you just enough light for the next step. And that is often the greatest test. Can you walk forward without knowing every detail? Can you trust the unseen hand that is leading you? Can you release the urge to control and simply obey the call? The chosen life is a faith life, and faith requires risk. It means leaving the job that no longer aligns, even when you don't know where the next paycheck will come from. It means stepping out of relationships that hinder your growth, even when loneliness feels unbearable. It means speaking your truth boldly, even when silence would be safer. The chosen are called to walk a path that demands courage. Fear will always be present, but faith is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Every great destiny requires moments where you must stand on nothing but belief. When you look at your situation and it makes no sense, but you still declare, I will keep moving. That is what separates the chosen from the rest. The majority wait until it feels comfortable to move. The chosen move when it feels impossible, because they know the one who called them is faithful to complete the work. Comfort will never grow you. It keeps you in the same cycle, repeating the same days, living the same life. Faith, on the other hand, stretches you. It pushes you beyond your limits, challenges your thinking, and forces you to rise into the version of yourself that destiny requires. You cannot carry greatness with a comfort mentality. You cannot walk into promise with a fearful heart. You must choose to believe in what you cannot yet see, to trust that the unknown holds more than the familiar ever could. Every chosen one has to face this crossroad. Stay in the boat or step onto the water. The boat is safe, but it is limited. The water is uncertain, but it is miraculous. Those who remain in comfort never experience the fullness of their calling. But those who choose faith witness the impossible becoming reality. So do not fear leaving what is familiar. Do not cling to what no longer carries life. Do not allow comfort to rob you of destiny. Faith is the key, and though the path may be uncertain, the outcome is certain. You will step into a future that exceeds your imagination. You will discover strength you didn't know you had. You will see doors open that you could never have forced open. The choice is yours: comfort or calling, safety or destiny. But remember this: the chosen are never remembered for what they stayed in, only for what they stepped into. Every struggle you have endured has not been wasted. Every tear, every disappointment, every door that slammed shut, every night you lay awake wondering why, none of it was meaningless. The chosen life is not free from pain, but the pain is never without purpose. What felt like delay was actually preparation. What seemed like rejection was actually redirection. What appeared as loss was the shaping of your character. You may not have understood it at the time, but each moment of hardship was molding you into the person you needed to become in order to carry the weight of your destiny. When you look back, you may see a trail of brokenness, seasons where nothing seemed to work out, times when you questioned if you were forgotten. But the truth is, you were never abandoned. The silence was teaching you patience. The closed doors were protecting you from roads that would have destroyed you. The loneliness was pushing you to depend on strength beyond your own. Every struggle was intentional. It was a refining fire, burning away what was weak and sharpening what was strong. The chosen are often tested more than others because their assignment is greater. The battles you faced were not ordinary battles. They were designed to stretch you, to build resilience, to prepare you for the influence and responsibility you are about to step into. And others may have crumbled under the weight you carried, but you endured. And in enduring, you developed wisdom, perseverance, and faith that cannot be shaken. That was the purpose of the struggle, to forge in you qualities that no easy road could have given. Think about it. If everything had come easily, would you have the same strength you carry today? Would you have the same compassion for others who suffer? Would you have the same gratitude for blessings? Easy roads create shallow roots. Struggles dig deep into your spirit, anchoring you in ways nothing else can. They strip you of arrogance, humble you in seasons of weakness, and remind you that your strength is not your own. This is why the chosen cannot despise the struggle. It was the very thing that made them who they are. There were times you felt forgotten, but in reality, you were being hidden. Hidden until the right time, hidden until the right opportunities aligned, hidden until you had grown into the person who could handle what you had prayed for. The cocoon feels like confinement to the caterpillar, but without it, there is no butterfly. In the same way, your struggles were the cocoon of your destiny. They looked like prison, but in truth, they were transformation chambers. And now you are standing on the edge of breakthrough. You can sense that everything you endured is about to make sense. The lessons learned in pain are about to become wisdom you can share. The scars you carry are about to become testimonies that inspire others. The strength you developed in the dark is about to shine as a light for those who are still walking through their own storms. Nothing was wasted. Not a single moment. Chosen one, your struggles were not designed to destroy you. They were designed to prepare you. Preparation never feels pleasant while you are in it, but it always proves valuable when you step into your calling. The waiting, the loss, the tears, the delays, they were all divine ingredients, mixing together to form the person you have become. And now that you are stronger, wiser, and more resilient, you are ready for what is coming. Do not regret the struggle. Do not despise the pain. Do not curse the delays. They were the very tools used to position you for greatness. Everything that broke you also built you. Everything that hurt you also healed you. And everything that seemed to be against you was secretly working for you. The chosen never walk easy roads, but they always walk victorious ones. And soon you will see that every struggle was worth it, because it has brought you to the threshold of your destiny. The moment comes when hesitation is no longer an option. The stirring within your spirit grows louder, the signs around you become undeniable, and the whisper in your soul transforms into a command. Move now. For so long you may have been waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect resources. But chosen ones soon realize that perfection is an illusion. The only perfect time is the moment you decide to act. Bold action is not about waiting until everything feels safe or makes sense. It is about stepping forward when everything within you says the risk is too great. But your faith tells you the promise is greater. Action is the dividing line between those who dream and those who manifest. Many people feel inspired, many sense calling, many even glimpse visions of what their life could be, but they remain stuck because they never act. Fear paralyzes them, doubt convinces them, and comfort chains them. But you are not called to be like the rest. You are chosen, and with that comes the responsibility to rise above hesitation. Boldness is not arrogance. It is obedience to the destiny that has been placed upon you. The shift has already begun. You can feel it. The alignment is happening. Things are moving behind the scenes. The waiting season is over, and the doing season has arrived. This is not the time to shrink back. This is not the time to second guess. This is not the time to keep analyzing the what-ifs. The chosen must act, because every step you take in faith activates another step of the promise. Bold action is a signal that you trust the process, even when the outcome is not visible. Do not underestimate small beginnings. Boldness does not always look like massive leaps. Sometimes it looks like consistent steps in the right direction. Every day you choose to act instead of procrastinate, to speak instead of stay silent, to try instead of retreat, you are building momentum that destiny will multiply. The enemy of the chosen is often delay. If the enemy cannot stop you, he will try to stall you. But bold action breaks delay. It creates motion where there was stagnation, and motion invites acceleration. Bold action also demands that you silence the voices around you. People will doubt you. They will question why you are moving now, why you are taking risks, why you are leaving what seems stable. They cannot see what you see. They cannot feel what you feel. They do not hear the call that you hear. You cannot wait for their approval because your destiny does not require their permission. The chosen are called to step out when others remain behind. It is this very boldness that sets them apart, that marks them as different, that allows them to walk into places others only dream of. There will be fear. There will be moments where your knees shake, where your heart races, where everything in you wants to turn back. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in spite of it. Boldness is not about feeling ready. It is about moving even when you feel unprepared, knowing that strength and clarity will come as you go. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait. You will wait forever. If you move in faith, you will discover readiness along the way. This is the time. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, the breakthrough is not coming. It has already begun. The opportunities you have prayed for are aligning. The doors are opening. The favor is surrounding you. All that is left is for you to step into it. Bold action is the final key that unlocks the next chapter. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. Chosen one, the call is urgent. The future is waiting. The time of preparation has passed and the time of manifestation is here. Leave behind hesitation, silence fear, and move with conviction. For the chosen, bold action is not just a choice, it is a command. And when you obey it, you will see that everything you have been waiting for was waiting for you to finally act.